Good morning and welcome to another edition of Research Fantasy presents our MLB DFS hitter picks for Wednesday, July 5th, 2017. We've got a 12-game slate ahead of us tonight, and I want to check out 3 hitters that I think can get it done for you tonight. Let's get things started with Freddy Galvis of the Philadelphia Phillies, 6,800 on Fantasy Draft, 2,600 FanDuel, 3,400 on DraftKings. Look, I know I just mentioned Garrett Cole in my previous video, and much like I'll have some exposure to San Diego with Trevor Bauer on the mound, I'm also going to have some exposure to the Philadelphia Bats. This year, Garrett Cole against lefties, 376 WOBA, 36.5% fly ball rate, 42.5% hard contact. It's not something we really like to see our pitchers have. The Phillies don't have a ton of intimidating left-handed bats, but Galvis can get it done from time to time. You're looking at a very low price point. I don't think I'm willing to commit to the Phillies in tournament in cash games for obvious reasons, but in tournaments, I think they're a fair game. They're someone I'm going to have some exposure to tonight, and especially Galvis makes a nice play if you're looking to spend up on pitching. Moving on from there, let's go to Minnesota and the Twins and talk Max Kepler. 7,800 on Fantasy Draft, 2,600 FanDuel, 4K on DraftKings. He gets Parker Bridwell, who only pitches well. I shouldn't even say that. I was going to make an allusion to the fact that he shut the Red Sox down because they're not good when they should be. But truthfully, Bridwell actually had a 3-0 start to his year. But the peripherals and everything around him shows someone who could get caught up a bit. On the year against lefties, allowing a 412 WOBA, 41.9% fly ball rate, 34.1% hard contact. And actually, the hard contact's over 40% against righties as well. So the Twins are actually a sneaky stack tonight. I don't know how sneaky they are. Honestly, when it comes to baseball, I can't really get a good feel outside of the Nationals or when a game is in Arizona and Coors on what ownership's going to be like. But the Twins just don't seem like that a kind of team that really gets stacked a ton, even though they're a potent offense. And you have to figure with 23 other teams on the slate tonight, they can get overlooked. Kepler has power upside, has the ability to put together some big games. If you look through his game log, you'll see that. And he's someone I want exposure to tonight. Next up, we're going to go a route you don't see very often on here for a couple of different reasons. But one of my, if not my favorite play, yes, I love Eric Dames, but I've spoken many times about my inability to get past a Prior's Day performance. And with him going yard twice yesterday, it's a little bit concerning tonight. But I still like him. The matchup's good against Jason Aquino. Let's pivot, and let's call our favorite tournament option tonight a catcher, and let's call it Buster Posey. 7,600 on Fantasy Draft, 3,500 FanDuel, 4K on DraftKings. Once upon a time, there wasn't a Wilson Contreras and a Gary Sanchez, and some of these other catchers that have a profile of being a strong offensive piece to their team's offense, and it was just Buster Posey. And Posey was the chalk for cash games, and Posey was one of the higher-owned tournament plays at the position because it really lacked a lot of depth, and especially depth that could do damage. He's facing a Daniel Norris tonight, who actually isn't very bad at all, has put together some pretty strong outings this year, but still looks like he can be susceptible to right-handed hitting. He's allowing a 347 WOBA, 35.6% fly ball rate, 41.2% hard contact. We're moving the Giants outside of AT&T Park into a more favorable hitting situation. I love the idea of centering my teams around Posey tonight. You're not going to struggle too much with that on a site like Fantasy Draft, even though you don't have to play a catcher. And one of the strategies to use on a pretty consistent basis is to use a catcher over there to differentiate your lineup, as long as that catcher's name is not Gary Sanchez. So while I'm not a huge, I mean, even during the Buster Posey hype, I was never really a constant buyer because I just found better luck at punting the position. But I definitely won't see warrant in playing him tonight. So that'll wrap it up. 3 of my favorite tournament options: Freddy Galvis, Max Kepler, Buster Posey. Not talking about some very expensive guys tonight. Happy when we could put together an episode where we're not just saying play Aaron Judge, Bryce Harper, and Anthony Rizzo. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Check us out at researchfantasy.com. Like us on Facebook at Research Fantasy. Follow us on Twitter at Research and Win. And join us again tomorrow.